What's up, honeys? It's KingBritneyChanel, and I'm back with another video. So it appears that Damon Dash is appearing in this part 2, and he's speaking on Aaliyah basically wanting nothing to do with Kay after that whole annulment situation. I'm gonna give my commentary and my thoughts on this, but before I do, definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. Share the video with your friends and your peoples, and let's get into my commentary on this. Hey honeys, don't miss out on my latest videos. Hit that notification bell and go in your post notification options and click all notifications for this channel. Now, this case situation get crazier by the month, okay? I thought, it was wild in 2019. We done started off 2020 wild with this whole part 2, okay? And I told y'all I'm gonna be talking about this whole situation tonight and tomorrow, because it's a what is it, the series be having multiple parts, okay? So I done seen this morning, I woke up this morning and seen that Damon Dash is speaking on the Aaliyah situation, and TMZ had a little clip of him talking. And y'all know I told y'all a couple of days ago that it was kind of shocking that he was going to be a part of this part 2, especially with all of the issues that have been surrounding him. And who knows if those situations surrounding Damon is true or not, but it's just real funny to me that a lot of these guys that have been talking in this particular L Time series, they've had, people point the finger at them as well. Like, old okay, Charlemagne. And, now, Damon has been in certain situations where people have been pointing a finger at him for certain stuff. Well, he's back now speaking on this whole Aaliyah situation. If y'all don't know, Damon used to date her. And I think at one point in time they were engaged, like way back in the day. And basically, let me tell y'all what the headline is. Damon Dash, and it says Aaliyah wanted, away from Kay after the annulment. And I remember when I was watching the movie, right, that they did on L Time about Aaliyah, and it was like, if I'm not mistaken, that situation happened, and the parents kind of moved her away from him, and her situation was annulled, and then she ended up turning on the TV and seeing that Kay was married to his backup dancer, which is Drea. So I guess that kind of, I don't know if that could have been a reason, or I don't know if it's just the whole situation was a toxic situation. But I know that if, a person was claiming that they was into you and that they cared about you, and then you cut on your TV and see that, such and such has married such and such, you would be like, what? So it could have been a lot of reasons maybe why she didn't want to deal with him. But let me see what they saying, honey, in this article. So they put this up 1/2/2020 at 1 a.m. Okay, and it says Damon Dash says Aaliyah wanted absolutely nothing to do with Kay after they pulled the plug on their controversial marriage back in the day. So it says that TMZ obtained the clip of Damon's interview on the soon to be released series, y'all know, via L Time, honey. And the Music Insider makes some claims and revelations about, Aaliyah's life after her relationship with Kay. So Damon famously dated Aaliyah after her split from him. And now he says the singer wanted to keep Kay the blank away. Let me repeat it again. The blank away. So this is a man that knew her very well, was in a relationship with her, and basically said she ain't want no parts or no dealings with this person at all. You know, for whatever her reasonings were, you know, she ain't here to really say what her reasonings were, but that's very telling that her ex would be saying that she didn't want to deal with him. Okay, because a lot of people, they going around giving all these character references, and they never met Kay personally. They never met anybody related to the situation personally. But this is somebody that is was in the music industry, that dated Aaliyah, and is talking about her personal feelings about this other person, the other person being Kay. And so I'm inclined to believe this, because you after, you know, she had her first particular album named a certain particular thing, and it kind of was questionable, because it's like, okay, you looking at the age difference, okay? And then, you know, after that, we no longer see her dealing with old boy. You know, the parents could have been hotter than fish grease that situations happen, and they just was like, oh no, not mine. Or, you know, the little, or you know, her at the time seeing, like I said, if you a person and you claim that you in love with a person, and you look on TV and the person is married to somebody else, and he all, I flew in on a helicopter and all that stuff, and I bought her a puppy. If she was seeing all of that rigmarole with that, because honestly, I didn't even know Kay was ever married. Like, he was always known for, like, a, you know, as a playboy or whatever. Like, I kind of, you know, like everybody else, kind of learned about the lady Drea when she was in the stuff like, you know, Hollywood exes and stuff like that. Like, because I was like, his ex-wife, what? Like, everybody was kind of like, skirt. But, you know, that was a time before me. You feel what I'm saying? That was a time, I'm a person, I'm a little bit, you know, young. That was a time before me. Okay? But if I'm putting myself in a position of Aaliyah, how she would have been at that time, any female, and they looking like, okay, this person has told me all these promises and stuff, and then I'm looking at this TV screen, darling, and I see that you done married somebody quick after this whole situation, after you just attempted to marry me, even though it got annulled, you would be looking like, I don't want no dealings with this person either. I'm just saying, I'm giving my, you know, my personal perspective on that. Like, as a woman, you would be like, yo, what's up with that? So, let me see what else he's saying. Now, they say, as they previously reported, Kay's former tour manager, y'all know Demetrius, says he unwittingly and regretfully helped Kay and, you know, Aaliyah tie the knot by getting, you know, at the time, she was not at the age where she was able to do any of this. And basically, a fake ID was provided the day before the wedding. And then a claim that Kay has, you know, Kay gonna deny that till the cows come home, okay? So, Dame said he was disgusted that Kay would marry Aaliyah at that point in her life. Because, like I said, she was not able to be able to consent to that at that time period. And it says not much is known about, you know, Aaliyah's feelings regarding Kay, because of her going on to the glory, you know, at you know, at a short time span. I'm gonna say, I'm trying to, you know, make it as best, you know, explain it as best as possible, because you can't say certain stuff. But she went on to the glory in her youth. That's what I'll say. She went on to the glory in her youth. Okay. So, you know, she had her whole life ahead of her, and I think she was in her 20s when that happened. So, she really wasn't here as long as she could have been. Now, they say because not much is known about her feelings, because she never vocally spoke on any of this. This is why this is like, wow, that Dame is speaking on the situation, because this is somebody who actually had a relationship with her And I think they were engaged at one point. I'm not sure, but I think I remember hearing reports that they were engaged at a certain point and all of that. So, you know, you would speak to your man about stuff like that. Like, you know, you might be, you know, y'all might be, you know, resting together and a pillow talk happens and they be like, well, what happened with that? Like, and you might express your feelings about certain stuff and confide in a person, and she may have confided in him, and basically, you know, your current dude is gonna be looking at the other dude like he better not come nowhere around this situation. And everybody that knows how Damon Dash personality is, you know, he could have maybe have wanted it with Kay. Like, don't listen, I'm disgusted by you. Don't be around this girl like that. Move around. So we don't never know what his feelings was, but it's definitely good that I feel like he's speaking on this situation, because we don't know what her feelings were. And that's why I kind of was upset on the first series when them girls, it was one of them, I forget who it was, they was trying to downplay her, talking about her, she ain't had no style and all the rest of this stupid stuff. And it's like, girl, do not try to sully this girl's memory with stupid stuff because you jealous of her success in the industry and you didn't take off as a dancer or whatever you was. Like, I just was so pissed off with that. But I'm glad we're now hearing about her from somebody who actually knew her and had a relationship with her. Because the only people in her situation that I would want to hear from is people that knew her closely. Not people that, oh, I met her one time and then they trying to give all these character references and stuff. That's just annoying to me. Like, it's just as annoying as some of these parents, like I said, that's trying to do celebrity press tours and all the rest of that. And we want to hear from the people that is involved in this situation, because they are here to tell the tale. The only reason that we have to get the information from Damon regarding Aaliyah is because she not here to speak for herself, to tell what really happened. When she was here, she didn't vocally say what the situation was. And this is a person that closely knew her to the point where they were together, to the point where they were going to be, I guess, married. So he probably would have known what her personal feelings were regarding this matter with Kay. And honestly, like, especially if you get with a dude and they wonder, like, okay, well, what happened with you and old dude? That's gonna be a conversation that a female would have with a man, though. So, me personally, I think he telling the truth and he ain't telling no tales on that. I think that he really was disgusted by the situation. Because if you look at this clip of him on here, honey, his eyes is squinty. Y'all know Dame don't play no games with nobody. Eyes is squinty. He looking at the camera like, he looking like he was disgusted, which a lot of us are with the whole case situation. I think a lot of people, as I said before, has enabled this situation. I feel like a lot of people, they're just impressed with Kay's notoriety and his celebrity, and they just don't care that he was affecting other people. I just think that they just are more concerned with. Okay, so let me see what these comments is saying, because okay, so some people is up here, same old stories, and then somebody is on here, come on, Damon, you had her too. She wanted you. You wanted someone else. And then they clapping, trying to clap it, Damon with Jay-Z. Oh my God, they calling Dame. Yo, they calling Dame all kind of names on here. This is just tragic. All this man is doing is telling his truth and telling the truth of his former fiance, and they trying to come at him for that. I don't think that he got any reason to lie on Kay. You feel what I'm saying? I don't think that he has any reason to lie on Kay. Now, like I said, it's been a couple of men They've been a part of this series where people have came after them for similar stuff to this case situation. So in Dame's situation, I don't think he got nothing to worry about, but I think in old boy's situation, he do. I think that that's gonna come back around to haunt him, and y'all know who I'm talking about because he run his mouth a lot. All I'm gonna say, on a certain morning radio show, and he run his mouth a lot, and he kind of had his little run-in with his co-host Angela and all of that. But I think he probably got something to worry about, because I feel like that's gonna come back around to haunt him. It's just way too many people that want to see him get it. So for him to be pointing the finger at Kay so hard, it's like you kind of hypocritical with that. But I'm not gonna really get on that too much. But I noticed, like, what was he doing a part of that other series, the first installment of the series? Like, what was he doing speaking on anything? That was my opinion on that from the go when I seen that. But Dame speaking out, I feel like makes a lot of sense, because I was so tired of people speaking on the beautiful Aaliyah, and none of these people knew her. It was just all these stories of to me, of clout chasing off the girl, honestly, because her career in that short period of time, you know how many females wanted to be like her? Like, she wasn't overly risque. She had like a nice vibe with her, and she touched a lot of lives while she was here. You feel me? And I feel like a lot of people, they aspired to that or was inspired, but they just never was able to hold a candle to that. And I feel like if she was still here, I feel like music would be a little bit different as far as R&B. I feel like it wouldn't, you know, the people that is on top now, I don't think they would be on top. Like, I feel like if it was a lot of real females that is in the game, like, I would say maybe if Lauryn Hill, A. Marie, and I would say Aaliyah and other people was still in the R&B game, I don't think as many people that's on top now as far as R&B female wise would be on top right now, because they're all good. You feel what I'm saying? Their music to me is monumental. Like, even in a short period of time, like, you know, Lauryn, in a short period of time, music was monumental. Like, even, you know, with the one, didn't she have like the one album? With the one album, she did, like, you know, more than people do their whole careers. So I think it's just, you know, some people, they decide they're gonna play the game. Some people, they don't play the game. And, you know, that's how some people remain. And some people, you know, they be up out of there. But it's just, to me, I feel like a lot of people, when it came to Aaliyah, was just jealous that she just catapulted, because it was just talent. She catapulted. It was talent. It was pure. And we just seen a lot when it came to her. I just think that with this whole situation, the truth is going to keep coming out. Honey, you got these case reporters up here. Dame need to sit his A down. You don't know anything about the situation. And then they, oh my God, they are just going in on this man. And, you know, here to hear his case supporters, Damon, be quiet. Nobody checking for you. That's why you talking. Like, this Damon is not a dude that has to cap for notoriety in the music business. He doesn't. Like, I don't know who these people who these people think they dealing with. Like, when you type in dude name, it say American entrepreneur. Like, he has already made a name for himself and solidified himself probably twice over. Like, being in association with people that is way more known than K right now, and people that's still relevant, more relevant than K right now. I mean, I'm not trying to take nothing from K, because he is a musical genius, but let's stop acting like this is a random dude trying to clout chase, because it's clear that that's not what's going on here. This is somebody that was actually in a relationship with this girl, actually personally knew this girl, and these people that have enabled this dude, they cannot take this. They cannot take that he is speaking out the truth about this situation, because he has absolutely nothing to gain with saying that she didn't want to be bothered with him. He has nothing to gain from this. He's not a person that is like, he already has multiple businesses and different things. He has nothing to gain from participating in this, really. Nothing. But basically clearing, his loved one's name, really. He has nothing to gain from saying she ain't want to be bothered with him. Nothing. That to me is a person that's like, look, everybody been speaking on this situation. Let me add some clarity to what's going on here. To me personally, I don't really see it as him clout chasing. I mean, because that's what the comments are saying. Like, they're mad. They're mad that he's speaking on this situation. This has nothing to do with Damon. He trying to keep his celebrity. Like, people is going, they are going hard. They are really going hard, y'all. This series, honey, it's going hard tonight. I'm looking, if y'all see me or y'all hear me over here clicking stuff. I said see me when I know I'm doing a voiceover. If y'all hear me clicking stuff, it's because I'm reading these comments. Now, they say the sequel expands its lens. This on CNN, y'all, into the case. And y'all know it's going down tonight, 9 o'clock, they say. So they said part 2 caused, the original installment of this series on L Time caused a major stir when it premiered a year ago. Now we back in January 2020, they premiering again. Leading to, after the first installment, it led to him, Kay getting picked up and all that. That's when we seen him going back and forth. He would get picked up and then get out. Get picked up, and then now he been in ever since. So basically, part 2 of this, y'all, advances the ball as a protracted update, but in a fashion that by seeking to represent every storyline of the case, at times feels disorganized and wrestling with all those angles. So in this second installment, they going after every single angle surrounding this whole situation, they say. Then it says, there's an awful lot to absorb, including the most chilling accounts, interviews with women who came forward after the initial telecast. Yet this 5-part, oh God, 5 parts, y'all, 5, 3-night presentation. And it says darts about between the micro and macro, from the women's perspective, or the people that's pointing the finger at Kay's personal stories, to the need to open up broader conversations in society, as Campaign Zero co-founder Brittany C puts it. The challenge is that touching upon so many diverse threads risks diluting the focus from the fundamental issue at the heart of the case story, which remains, as articulated by author Jim, y'all know his name, Jim D. How did he get away with this for 30 years? You see him hollering, I gave y'all 30 years. He was hollering that because for so long people turned a blind eye to this mess. And you know why? Because he's a celebrity. People just like, oh, well, he make good music, it don't affect me. Like, people are very selfish and kind of egocentric, right? They feel like if it ain't directly affecting my household, it don't have nothing to do with me. But people have to start realizing that everything that happens in the world, one thread affects everything. Like, one thread start to fray, the whole garment is coming apart. Okay, so something happening over here that can affect you over here. It's kind of like, let's say the water dry up in the town next door, but your town got water. Where you think them people is coming from? Even though you like, that don't got nothing to do with me, that town, I don't live in that town. Where you think these people is gonna go? to get more resources, and you got resources. You feel me? Or like you get up and go to work every day, and your neighbor has been out of work, and you sitting there, your lights on, you got food and stuff in your house. What's gonna happen is probably a situation of desperation, to where the person might be like, okay, well, I gotta take what you got. You feel what I'm saying? So people gotta stop being so egocentric, to where it's just like, oh, well, he make good music and I wouldn't let my kid, and did that. People talk that stupid stuff all the time, but they don't realize that the world doesn't just have you in it. It has other people. So other problems could essentially become your problem, because people will try to make that your problem, or they'll encroach on your territory if you allow that. You feel what I'm saying? Like, prime example, I don't know Kay personally or anybody involved with this, but what I do know is dude, ended up coming to my community, ended up going to churches and stuff in my community, playing basketball with the kids, buying pizza and stuff for the community and stuff, and talking to young women that was at university or colleges that of people that I know. So that is like, okay, I'm not in a situation, but we got to be preventive so that other people that we know are not in these situations, like these women and these young ladies and stuff like that in the community. You feel what I'm saying? So it's just like, people got to stop walking past the trash on the street and start being, proud and start taking pride in their community, and not allowing stuff to fly, not allowing, just situations that's foul to go on just because, oh, it ain't happening to me, and it don't pertain to my house. If it's in your community, it's in your house. You feel what I'm saying? So you got to deal with it. If you don't deal with it, it becomes a bigger problem, and then you end up with a situation as massive as this case situation, so where you got news and different stuff every single day with somebody else coming out saying, oh, this and this happened to me. You feel what I'm saying? When this all could have been nipped, because if it was handled in the 90s when a lot of this stuff was going on, we wouldn't have had him turn into a super this wouldn't have turned into a super situation like this, right? So they say that this part 2 begins by recapping the original and the fallout associated with it. The opening hour then goes into an examination of Kay's early life, which reportedly included being, him going through a situation in his youth. You get what I'm saying? So that very situation that happened to him, because it was not handled. You know why? Because people be like, just, shut your mouth. That's not our problem, or whatever. He ended up going forward, getting money, and that personified the whole situation. Excuse me, y'all. And that personified the whole situation, and it took on a life. This whole situation took a life of its own, because he turned into the very person that did what they did to him, basically, right? That is so odd. Okay. But anyway, they go on to say the intent appears to provide a measure of balance through voices sympathetic to him. So I guess they're trying to come from a place to where they don't want to look like they totally trying to, bash old boy. So they got to have people that speak to his story. Like, okay, we could sympathize and empathize the fact that this probably did happen to you as a youth. And I feel like I sympathize and I empathize with that. However, when you grow up into an adult, you still have choices that you have to make, and you do know right from wrong. And if you don't know right from wrong, then people around you that's adults are supposed to be the voice of reason to stop you from doing certain stuff that you know is wrong. And I believe that he knew this stuff was wrong, because it's like the people claiming that he paid so many people to be quiet about this. Typically you hide stuff that you know is not acceptable to society when it's viewed as wrong. So you kind of have like a gauge of what is right and wrong anyway. Okay, so let me see what else they talking. Okay, so it says the intent appears to provide a measure of balance, okay, and understanding the ways that, you know, this cycle could happen. The person, it happens to the person, they grow up, and then they become the person who did the thing to them, right? So they say, as presented though, it feels like an awkward place to start, diverting attention from where it primarily belongs with Kay's, you know, the women that are saying that, you know, Kay did this stuff, okay? So there's also an extensive section toward the end devoted to Kay's girlfriends, as y'all know, AC and Joy, who basically took up for him with his, you know, took up for him. And they mentioned that whole Gayle King interview, okay? That interview with Gayle King. So they're going to be talking about that. Also, they talk about Tiffany H. and how she, you know, she gives her recollection of things that happened. I'm not going to really get into that. But she basically was saying that she was a starstruck youth and an inspiring singer. You know how most of these young women started out, they aspire to be whatever, whether it be a model, singer, whatever, and that was a way to, I guess, sucker these people in to this whole situation. I feel, you know, you gotta dangle something in front of the carrot in front of the rabbit and be like, here, you know, and then people get suckered into that, because, you know, a lot of people, they're naive when it comes to this whole entertainment business. You know, a lot of these people, they move to big cities like New York, or they move to LA thinking they're going to be the next star, or they're going to be this, they're going to be that. And they have no clue that that's not how the business works. I feel like it's been so many stories and people saying how it works that people aspiring to do that mess at this point, they're just clearly not listening or using their ears. And this is why I do this channel, because you gotta be a fisher of men, right? You know, you gotta put truth in stuff that people want to hear. It's like an Oreo sandwich, right? I'm providing truth and knowledge in between, you know, two chocolate cookies. So if I just, you know, always talk about the bitterness of life, right? And don't provide any honey, which the honey being the promises of Yahweh, people just are not going to want to listen to that. Or if I just always, you know, talk about the truth and positivity, people are not always going to want to listen to that. And unfortunately, that's just the world we live in. If you come talking about that traditional stuff and your Bible thumping and the rest of that, people are not going to want to listen to that. So, not to say that you don't have a select group of people that want to listen to that, but y'all know how people feel about the church. I need the hypocrisy, the hypocrisy, the hypocrisy. So I do this channel to bring awareness to certain activity and put it in stuff that people want to hear about. And it's just sad that you have people, and I remember I did a video about this, where they just constantly want to push the issue of their children being stars. And stars are things that fall from grace. Stars have a short lifespan. When they get burnt out, the life source is used up, they fall. That's what a fallen star is. They falling from grace. So people push their youth into this type of, you know, crazy industry that is not righteous. People that just have their motivations, they know and want to capitalize on the fact that you may be a person that you may be in an impoverished state. And they want to promise you all of these riches and jewels, kind of like how the enemy promised Yeshua, I'll give you the whole world if you give me, bow to me. You feel what I'm saying? So these people, they looking at these people with all these glitz and glam and not realizing that it's not real, folks. It's not real. Wanting to obtain that is not real. You feel what I'm saying? There's real ways to get real things in life and real wealth and be well-rounded, not only in the physical but spiritually as well. But that's a whole nother video. But you have parents that constantly push this, and then they meet these people like the K's of the world who take advantage of this. You want to be a star, I can make you a star. You feel what I'm saying? This is what you got to do. Prove your loyalty to me. And it's always the same story when it comes to these parents. Same story, different face, same story. How many stories do the people got to hear about this? How many stories? You got grown people telling y'all, this is what happened to me. Yet these people still try to pursue these same avenues as if, I'm going to be the one that's going to be different for. Let's stop. And this is why I have, the picture of Ayanla in here saying that you've enabled this, because a lot of people, they do enable this stupidity and this behavior. It's like a cycle where it's just, and then even, I'm going to tell y'all, looking at this situation with this case situation, even in this whole situation, right? Even in this whole situation where there's people that's Vicks, people have taken the ideology of being a Vic and want to use it to become a celebrity. So it's like, okay, your first quest to become a celebrity, this happens to you. And then even after, you're still trying to obtain be on the same situation that got you into this in the first place. So it's just, some people got to learn the hard way, y'all. Some people really got to learn the hard way. This is very interesting. This part 2. I'm telling y'all a little bit about what they saying is gonna be in here. What do y'all think about Damon saying that he was disgusted by the whole situation and that Aaliyah didn't want no parts of being around this dude? What are y'all thoughts about the stuff that I said it might be in, or they saying is going to be, going to be in this part 2, and what part 2 is going to mean for K in this situation? Do y'all feel like it's going to make his situation a little worse? Do y'all think it's just gonna bring clarity? Do y'all feel like it's the same old stories people just capitalizing on? Because even if you're a K supporter, you could leave a comment and tell me why you feel like these are the same old stories being told. Leave your thoughts on this in the comment section below. It's KingBritneyChanel. I will see y'all soon on the next video. Thank y'all for listening to my commentary. Oh, before I go, because I just want to, let the record reflect. I believe in things that I believe in, and that's what me and my channel reflects. But let it not be mistaken that nobody's going to come over here with negative energy, negative patriarchal energy that is that stems from a certain community where you feeling empowered, that you gonna come on my page and tell me what being a king is, because you're not. I don't subscribe to that. I subscribe to the matriarch being the matriarch and the feminine energy being what it is. And from the communities that a lot of my ancestors is from, the Indian community as well as the African community, the matriarch is the intellect of the community, and they ran the community. They were rulers of the community. Okay, historically, I could talk about what kingship is, and spiritually, I could talk about what kingship is. A king is a descendant and a ruler of a divine race, right? Yahweh said he is the King of Kings, he is the Lord of Lords, he is the Most High God. So When you believe in Yahweh and you dedicate your life to him, you become a joint heir in the inheritance of the saints. Meaning that makes you, he's a divine ruler, Yahweh, right? That makes you a descendant of a divine ruler. So don't come over here trying to, with negative, patriarchal energy. Coming over here trying to tell me or educate me, and I'm going to use the original term because the men that's toxic, they come over here trying to tame, because that's what educate means, to tame me, and they're misinformed. Okay, I know what word I'm using, and I know what words I'm using, and I know what I'm talking about. But don't come over here because you haven't had the proper matriarchal energy and feminine energy in your life that teaches you etiquette and manners, and you thinking, darling, that you're gonna trollop around my parlor, and that's not gonna happen, dear. You just going to get escorted off my premises by security. You gonna get blocked, deleted, booted up out of here. Okay, you be muy macho on your own page. You're not gonna come over here trying to be muy macho. You gonna get escorted up out of here. If I don't ask you, don't give me no suggestions. If I'm not talking to you, then move around. You feel what I'm saying? In that order. Don't come over here trying to tell me women is this and this. I'm not your woman. I'm not your wife. You run your household, and I'm going to do me. The problem is that you got a lot of men not reflecting on what men are supposed to be doing. You got them more worried about what women is supposed to be doing. I know what my divine role is as a woman. Do you know yours as a man? You get what I'm saying? So as I said, I don't subscribe to being a queen. I don't subscribe because I know what a queen is etymologically, okay? And a queen is somebody that is risque. A queen is somebody that is not a woman. A queen, there's a lot of definitions for what a queen is. And that doesn't come from my culture. That comes from patriarchalness, number one. That culture that doesn't feel like their woman is on their level or that their woman has a voice. I know who I am, and I'm using my voice in which Yahweh has given to me, and I'm standing in my kingship. So if you have a problem with that, you can, like I said, move around. So thank y'all so much for, sticking through this far through the video. Definitely, like I said, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. To all of my supporters and my kings out there, much love, mwah, to y'all. Whether you are male or female, okay, much love to my kings out there. Much love to Team Honey, King and Always over here. And like I said, I will see y'all soon on the next video. Definitely make sure you like, comment, and subscribe, share, and I'm out. Come shop with me now at my Teespring store, KingBritneyChanel Couture. I provide custom apparel and so much more for an affordable price. We have items like leggings, t-shirts, and hoodies. So thank you for shopping, and I hope that you enjoy. Hey honeys, thank you for watching my video, and if you haven't, definitely make sure you check out my Teespring, KingBritneyChanel Couture, where you can find my latest merch. I upload a lot of new designs frequently, so definitely make sure you check it out. We have mugs, we have wall tapestries, canvas art, pillows, fleece blankets, apparel, and so much more. Thank y'all for watching, and I'll see y'all on my next video.